What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me this morning while I do my 10,000 steps. It's a chilly but sunny morning here in the D. Downtown Get Around. Y'all know that's where I be at. Let's get into this particular topic that I found interesting. But shout out to you guys, my subscribers, new and old. Thank you for joining along with me on the road to 5,000. But this is a video that I saw Abba and Preach do. And if it's something that I saw that kind of inspired me to talk about something, I'm gonna give a shout out to them and not pretend like it was my idea. So shout out to those guys over there. But the reason why this video resonated with me is because I spoke on something like this a few months back. And it's there's this YouTuber, an American YouTuber. He's been kidnapped over in the Philippines. And you know, I spoke about passport bros going to these various different areas and you know, getting into trouble. The one guy, he was kidnapped and he was held for ransom. We don't know what the fate of this guy is. He's been, as they put in the report, spirited away. Some guys dressed up as law enforcement, they bombarded him and spirited him away. And dude ain't been seen, apparently. So let's break this down. The whole passport bro thing, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of. I understand going to places where you're accepted and not tolerated. But at the same time, some of these dudes, they just a little too goofy and a little too careless. In this case, unfortunately, I think this guy fits into the goofy and careless category because the way he was moving was just kind of silly. He's over there. He's in an area that is the most dangerous place in the Philippines. The most dangerous place. And I seen his video that he made talking about it. So he's very much advertising the fact that this is not a good place to be. So he's in an area that he knows is very dangerous. And he's making YouTube videos about it. He's making money about it. And he's over there seemingly doing some loan sharking. Now, why is this bad? Okay, I love capitalism. But you can't go to a place that's so impoverished and be flossing like that, throwing cash around, making it rain, you know, trying to live like you this kingpin and not expect somebody to come see you. Somebody gonna come see you eventually. Dudes are gonna start plotting, you know, because you are a mark. You've made yourself a mark. See, here's one of the things I love about growing up in the city of Detroit. I can pretty much go anywhere and fit right in. You know, I know how to keep a low profile. I'm not going to go somewhere and start doing things that's going to draw attention to me. Now, depending on where I'm at, my complexion may make me stand out a bit. But in terms of my behavior patterns and my spending, I know how to fit in. I'm not going to go to some super poor area and start throwing money around, throwing all this attention to myself. And then, you know, you're documenting it on YouTube. I mean, I don't be understanding why people be making these sorts of reckless moves and they think it's okay. They really don't see the dangers in it. And he's got some wife that he's been there a year and a half total. I don't know how long he's had his wife, but he's been there a year and a half and he got himself a wife. Now, when you hear that and you know how people in these areas move, it makes you wonder if the wife was in on it, if this was some people that she knew, some family or something. Now, why do I say that? I remember a few years ago, I saw this BBC documentary where it was a white guy living over in the Philippines. I think he was British. And he married this woman and she was plotting on him. She had him put down. Why did she do that? Because he reached a point where he was more valuable to her deleted than not. So, you know, these guys, they go to these places, they think because they got a few dollars that people gonna look at them like a king and respect them and admire them. It's like they go to these places to be everything they're not here. They can't hack it here. They're not that guy here. So they go somewhere else where the American dollar stretches way further, and they want to start living like they this kingpin over there, and it just doesn't work, man. It's a bad move, and it looks like it is. I hope this guy gets out of this. I really do, because I don't like people ending up in situations like this. But I'm not entirely empathetic about the situation, because I believe he just made too many silly choices and should have had some level of self-awareness and some level of street smarts. It's just simply not wise to go somewhere where everyone is dirt poor and you be flashing cash and you ain't even balling like that. You know, that cash that he got here may not even make rent. You know, that cash that he making over there on this YouTube channel and loan sharking, it may not even make monthly rent here. But over there, he can stretch it a lot further and look like he this baller. Clout is a powerful thing, man. People, they be wanting this image to live up to, and that's not you. You're not that guy, you know. And you certainly not that guy moving careless like this, because dudes that actually are like that for real, they're not this careless. They're not this reckless. They're not this oblivious to their surroundings. You're not gonna be able to slide on them like this. You know, the way they slid on him, it's like dude was totally caught off guard. And again, we don't know if the wife was involved or not. You know, I ain't gonna say she is. I'm just gonna say I wouldn't be surprised, because I've seen this scenario, a very similar one, play out previously, and the wife was behind it. The wife is the one who hired the goons. It was like a brother, a friend of the brother, and the new guy who she was pole riding now. They slid on him, you know. So I mean, I don't really know what to say about this, man. This is just, it's as natural selection as it gets. Some people, they create all their own issues. Their lack of awareness, their lack of street smarts. In many cases, they have people around them who have talked to them and told them this isn't a good idea, but they were too stubborn to get out of their own way and didn't want to hear it. So sometimes you got to save people even from themselves, but in some cases, it's just not possible. They're just too stubborn, too hard-headed, and hell-bent on putting themselves in a bad situation. And here it is. So the whole passport bro thing, you know, if you're going to do that, be careful. I personally don't recommend going to these places. You know, I've seen success stories. They move over to one of these Asian countries, find themselves a woman who will be all the things for them that they believe the women here aren't. I've seen it, and then they live out over there. I ain't gonna hold y'all up, man. I don't want to live over there. I would never want to live in the Philippines. I'm sorry. I'm certainly not about to move to the Philippines just so I could live the life of some baller that I'm not able to do here. I'm not interested in doing that, you know. Especially, why was he in the most dangerous area? Like, what is up with that? To my understanding, he in an area where people that live there don't even want to be at, because that's how bad it is. But he living there making YouTube dollars off of it. That ad revenue was more important than common sense. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. Have you guys seen this? I didn't drop the dude's name just because, you know, we don't know what's going to happen to him. So, you know, I was trying to be respectful and not put his name out there. But you guys who tune into my stuff, you're very savvy, very, very clever individuals. You guys can find out if you want to. And if you don't, then you won't. But I know you guys, if you want to find out who it is, you will. I'm just not going to drop his name here, though. But I'll holler at y'all soon, man. Peace.